everybody, it's Jill with Angel Creations. Welcome to my craft room. Excuse me. So, today I have a, we'll say Memorial Day craft, but I may run into issues. So if I do run into issues, I'm going to just stop this video and reprint. I'll tell you what the issue might be. So I want to paint this board blue, okay? That's not a problem. But when I cut my Dollar Tree vinyl on my Cricut to put on the blue background, I forgot and I mistakenly put it on transfer tape. So my issue is I think I might have a hard time transferring it off of my transfer tape. I should have put it on I should have put it on press and seal. Again, excuse the lisp and all that. So we're gonna go for it and we're gonna do our best and try, but I might have to just pause the video and go. So it might be in a two-parter is what I'm trying to say. Let me put this phone on Do Not Disturb. And let's get right into this. So let's put the words aside. So we're going to be using some Dollar Tree vinyl that I cut on the Cricut. I'm also going to be using a napkin that I really don't know where it's from. But the Dollar Tree does have some flag napkins. I would show you if they were close, but they're not. So you could use their flag napkins. So I have some Craft Smart, which I think is by Michaels, but you can use any navy blue. It's navy blue. It's the only navy blue I had. So I want to kind of, I want the surface blue, but see the detail in the back? I really like the detail in this. So we are going to try to keep that showing through. Let's take our toggle, our jute toggle off for now so we don't get blue paint all over it. And let's put this in the drawer so I don't lose it. Oh, you guys, I have to tell you the funniest thing. Oh, and I don't, can I reach it? Let me go off camera. I don't know if I can reach it. Oh. Okay, so last night I was watching back my video that we did yesterday, and or actually I think we did it Monday. And I have to just tell you guys, I was laughing so hard because I was reading the tag from this glittery stuff from the Dollar Tree, and I'm like, well, they're calling it Glitter Corral. Glitter Corral? That's kind of weird, Glitter Corral. Anyways, last night I was watching some of my videos back. I do that once in a while for kind of homework, and I know I am really, really brain dead lately. I'm in a terrible, terrible, I don't know what you want to call it, flare up, relapse, whatever, but bear with me, please. But anyways, I cracked up so hard last night watching my video because I was calling this Glitter Corral, but it's glitter coral. And I remember thinking it looked like coral, but I didn't say it out loud, so it didn't, the two didn't. Anyways, glitter coral. Has nothing to do with today's craft, by the way. So anyway, let's just get right into painting. I hope you can see what I'm doing. Put this aside. This is in our way here. Alright, so I'm just gonna, so what I want to do is, let me get my water bottle. I like to wet my wood a little bit when I paint it because It thins out the paint, which is one of the things that I'm trying to do on this surface because I want the detail in the back to show through. Actually, I'm going to look at both sides of this now that the cord is off and decide which one I like the best. I think I like this one the best. So I don't think it really matters. They're both awesome. So I'm just going to, now this is MDF. It's not real wood, but I like to dampen it a little bit, take some of this excess off, and it just helps the paint go a little further and waters it down a little bit. Uh-oh, might be old and clogged. I haven't, oops, I haven't used this paint in quite a while. So I used to have a group of friends every Friday night at my house, and we did crafts, and we named ourselves let me tell you, we were the butterflies, but we were the Sisterhood of the Traveling Butterflies. And the reason that we were called the Sisterhood of the Traveling Butterflies is because we were all friends. Well, it started out that we were all friends in New Hampshire, and little by little we all ended up here in Florida. All right, so now that we have it watery blue paint, I'm just going to wipe it off. So it's almost like a blue stain we're doing. So we called, because we all met back up here in Florida, we called ourselves the Sisterhood of the Traveling Butterflies. Well, boy, oh boy, am I making a mess here. So anyways, every Friday night they would come to my house because I had the biggest house and I was the crafter. And we would have just a night out where we would have coffee. Everybody brought something to eat. We took turns. It was like brownies, you know, Girl Scouts. Every week it was somebody else's chance to bring snack, my teeth, or, you know, whatever. If it was a birthday, we had birthday cake or cupcakes or whatever. So we had a blast. Well, I have tons and tons of paints and markers and gel pens and all these things that we used to use in our crafting Friday night crafts. And so lately I've been trying to use some of my old paints because since I've been at my new house, we don't do that anymore because I have a tiny house now, and I don't have the room to host a big craft night anymore. So unfortunately that had to end. But I'm gonna just give this a little blow dry while we talk. So I'm trying to use up some of those old paints, and this is one of those old paints. So it's Craft Smart. I used to just pick them up at Michael's or Walmart, wherever I could get. If they were on sale, I would pick it up. And so yeah, so lately I've been trying to come up with using some of these colors because I've switched over to using a lot of the Waverly chalk paint, which I love, but I also love this paint, all these acrylic paints. So it's summer and basically summer, I want to try to get some of these paints used. Not to use them up, just to incorporate them. I have a whole array, a rainbow of colors over here that I would just like to start using some more of. I tend to stay with the muted, you know, colors. I don't know if any of that made sense, but I hope it did. Alright, so now the problem I'm worried about, let me give you a look at this. Oh boy. Let me wipe off the back of it where it leaked through. But this is what it looks like on the front, if you can see it. It leaked through on the back here, that's all. Just trying to clean that up a little bit. it's not all going to show because we're going to put a napkin behind here anyway. So now we have this effect. We can still see the peeling chippy board behind it, but it's a little more on the blue. Actually, I almost wouldn't mind it a little bit darker. So I think we'll do this one more time. I think we will do this one more time and get this big glob of paint out of there, because that was an issue. Let's do it one more time. I want to see if we can get it a little bit darker. And I know I am rubbing it off, but I want to rub it off too, because I want us to see the grain, the wood grain. And this time I didn't spray it with water because there's a lot of water in my brush still. So, just darken this up just a little bit. Rub on, rub off. Wax on, wax off. Alright. This one is so exciting to me to make with you, but I'm really sad that I forgot and put my words on transfer tape instead of press and seal, because I think it's going to give us issues, although let's not be negative. Let's just pretend it's not going to give us any issues. Alright, I'm going to give this a little blow dry now. Okay, so now that it's dry, it almost looks like denim. Really, really cool. But I decided I'd like to take a little bit of my my Waverly chalk paint in white. Shake it up good. And I'm just going to put a little bit of paint, let's see, on my wax paper, because I'm going to use my blue chippy brush that we were already using. And let's just get some on here, because I don't want to use a lot. I just want to have mostly a dry brush, if that makes sense. So, I don't know why I was doing that. Let me get a paper towel so we can dab it on. So I'm taking my original brush, the blue paint, and I'm just dabbing it in my wax paper. Can you see what I'm doing? And now I'm going to dab that onto, it might be we might have to change brushes because it's turning to a baby blue. So let's just get a different brush and do the same thing. So now I've turned this blue. Let me get rid of this for a minute. Put this over that. Wipe that up a little bit. And let's attempt to do this again. So we need some white paint on our brush. Just a little bit. And what I want to do is drag, you know how most of the time we do this with an antique Waverly wax? Well, we're doing the same technique, only we're going to drag white over this time, and we're going to come from we're going to try to stay in one direction. So I'm just going to drag from the bottom up, dragging from the bottom up. And you're not going to see much of this because that's my whole point. It's white, which, there we push down a little bit more on the brush. Now we're going to come from the top and do the same thing. Hold it. Come down from the top. Do our edges. Make sure you get your edges good. Around the star. And our edges. So you can a little bit come in, going down in the same direction. Come in from your outside edges. That kind of gives it a nice little outline. But make sure you're still going in a downward motion. And that's about all we need right there. And now we have this technique. Looks like denim. Alright, so now let's get rid of all our wax paper and paint. Put our brush over here. I need to put those in water. I'm just going to put those down. Alright, clean this up real quick. Put this away. So now I'm nervous because now comes the time. Well, actually, yeah, now comes the time we're going to put our words on. And we might have an issue putting it on because I didn't use press and seal. So I'm hoping it's not an issue. If it is, like I said, I'm gonna pause, I'm gonna reprint and put it on press and seal. So let's hope I don't have to do that. Let's hope that this Dollar Tree vinyl behaves itself for us and that the transfer tape doesn't pull up our paint technique. That's what we need to pray for. Okay, let's get rid of this too because that has wet paint. We're trying to get rid of any wet paint that we could get on our surface. Where's my, I don't have a towel today. Okay, so what it says is America established 1776. And I want that to go down here. So I'm going to cut off, so America goes down and established in 1776 goes across. So I want to separate those right now. And I just want to work on the America side of this. So this is how we would normally do it, but usually I use press and seal with the Dollar Tree vinyl. So we're going to get this off of our paper backing so that we just see what we have on our transfer tape. And now we're going to transfer it onto our surface. So I'm going to use the middle of the star to the middle of my A to line it up. And I'm going up pretty high because I have the words on the bottom, don't forget. So that looks, I'm doing it sideways, but I think I will commit. This looks pretty centered here. I have to look at it a little. Alright, I'm going with that. Now I'm not going to press the whole thing. I'm just going to press around my letters with my finger because I don't want to pick up any of my paint technique. And I think I'm going to do this a little at a time. So I'm going to get my A down first. And like I said, this might not want to stay down because it doesn't have a lot of adhesive to it, the Dollar Tree vinyl. And so when you're using a transfer tape, the transfer tape behind it is stickier than the vinyl from the Dollar Tree, so sometimes it's a fight, it's a battle. And so I'm just going to keep going and be very careful, and I'm just going to do my best to keep the, whoops. Okay, so I have A down so far. So now we got to catch the M. Once you get a corner stuck down, usually you can go from there. So I say it all the time. It is doable. You just have to have patience. But you would not have to have as many patience if I put this on press and seal. Press and seal is your best friend with the Dollar Tree vinyl. Alright, so I am gonna need some tweezers here. So let's see. But what we're trying not to do is take the surface, our paint technique surface off as we go. once, like I said, once you get a piece down, once, like I got this M started now, I'm going to rub the rest of the M down as I pull away my transfer tape. Smoothing it down. And try not, and then now I'm on the E, and the E wants to come up and lift again because this transfer tape is stickier than the adhesive is on the vinyl itself. Poor choice of transfer tape. I tell you, I'm in some kind of state of temporary brain fog that is bad. I'm telling you, the other day we were going to church, and we were going back to church that evening, actually. I say we because I went to church myself Sunday, but I went back to church with my roommate. We had to stop at the Dollar Tree on our way because we needed some hard candy or cough drops or mints because she has COPD and she coughs a lot. So from our house, we left and we were going down to church. And as she's pulling into the Dollar Tree, I said, "Where are you going?" She goes, "We need some cough drops." I said, "Oh yeah." Well, that's what I've been like lately. Like, I can't remember what I had for dinner last night. It's terrible. Brain fog. And of course, I'm trying to get used to a new smile, and it's very painful. I've already been to the dentist several times for them to grind them down and make them fit better, but it seems like they fix it in one spot and then it hurts in another spot, and I just feel like I'm just going from one sore spot to another. And so boy, that's a process, I'll tell you. Okay, now let's cut some of this excess off so we don't take the chance of pulling up our painting technique. So I just got to get this little E stuck down. Once you get the little corner of it stuck down, the rest stays down. It's just when it wants to lift back up with that transfer tape. Okay, so E is down, and now we're going on to the R. And I think for time's sake, I'm going to show you what we have, and then I'm going to put the video on pause and continue on. That's where we are at. So that's going to be cute. All right, let me finish this and we'll be right back. Okay, so we have the word America on here. So far, so good. That wasn't too bad after all. All right, now but we have to put the words established in 1776. So we're going to do the same process. Hopefully this will be quick too. The first one wasn't too bad. So I'm going to just turn this long ways for a moment and see if you can. I need to eyeball this better here. So we're going to try to get this on nice and straight. Okay, and we're doing the same thing. We're just going to rub our letters. We're not rubbing around our letters on the transfer tape where our paint is, because there's no need to, and it will just cause the paint to come off. We don't want a big piece of missing paint. Alright, so here we go again. Where are my tweezers? There they are. Alright, I'm going to go from the bottom up this time. So I'm going to just grab my letters, my number 6 and my number 7. I'm just going to grab all of the bottom numbers, make them stick down to the surface with the butt end of my tweezers, just catching them. Sometimes it's easier to go from the bottom up. Put those down, make sure those are all going to stay. And a lot of times I find that it's easier to go on a slant too. Sometimes I think that just having experience with laying down vinyl, you just kind of know which way to go. And I can tell that this one needed to go from the bottom up. Kind of hard to explain that, but make sure we rub these down as we go. Okay, so now we have the letter E wants to come up a little bit on the, there we go, on the middle part of the letter. Pull this up. We got the same thing going on with the the S and the T. We got to put those little down, make those stay so they don't lift. Okay. Number 7 wants to do the same thing. I broke all my nails doing painting and stuff in the house and doing that brick wall, so that's why I'm using my tweezers. Sometimes I just can use my fingernail to do this. And we are almost done here. Okay. Whoops, we got the T way down. Almost off, almost. We just have a little bit of the E left. Okay, let's see. We're gonna have to fix it a little bit because I twisted my E and my T, but that's no biggie. We'll just fix that right up. It's easier to fix a couple letters than it is to fix your painting technique. All right, one more little fix here. And a little bit on my number 7. All right, we did it. We did it. All right, so now you should go over all of these letters and really rub them in with your finger, making sure that there's no little edges that will catch and take your letter or your number off. All right, now we're going to put, here, let me show you. So cool. America established 1776. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to take our napkin, and I have a little piece of cardboard because we're going to put our napkin behind, let me show you, behind our cutout. So we're going to use a little piece of cardboard that I just cut out to put behind that, but we're going to Mod Podge it right onto our surface. So let's cut out our flag and take the, you know, sometimes I don't mind Mod Podging it on with the carrier sheet or the 2-ply because sometimes the white acts as painting in the background. So sometimes I like to Mod Podge a piece of the white right on to our cardboard. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to cut my flag out, and I'm going to cut out a piece of white. So we're going to put 2 down. We're going to do the first one white, and then we're going to dry it, and then we're going to put our Mod Podge. Then we're going to put our flag napkin Mod Podge down that on top of the white. And it gets wrinkly and old and cool looking, and I love that effect. So I'm just going to use a little bit of Mod Podge, mostly to get it down on the edges. Making sure that it's going to stick in the corners and all those places. Let's just get, oops, grab 2 brushes there. I'm just going to hold this in my hand and spread it out to the edges, making sure that the edges are better than the middle, if you will, because I just definitely want it to stick to the outside edges more so than it needs to stick to the inside. Get it nice and covered, and I'm going to stick this white piece right on it. Smooth it out. Let's give it a little zhuzh dry. Just kind of dry because we want our next layer to be adding, well, like we want our next one to, I can't describe what I'm trying to say, but we want this nice and dry because the next time we Mod Podge, we want the surface to be like it was never already had one on there. That doesn't make sense, I know, I'm sorry about that. But it just watch. Alright, so now I'm going to do the same thing, but this time I'm going to use a jot, or maybe not a jot, but I'm going to use a glue stick. And I am going to put that down in the middle, nice and generously, and then I'm going to get my edges really good too. And then when I put my napkin down and I add heat to this, the 2 will become 1. So just put my napkin down, smooth it out, and let's put some heat on it. Making sure you're getting your edges really, really good. Heat that up. Heat and smooth, heat and smooth. I also like to use one of these Dollar Tree scrapers that they have in the kitchen department in the Dollar Tree, where they have all the cake decorating things. Getting that nice and close, sealing that in good. And then we're just going to cut off the excess napkin around it. You wouldn't sand this because you would end up just making a terrible mess of your cardboard. If you had a little block of wood, which we could have done too, then you could sand it and it would fit like a glove. Also, if you don't like these raw edges that we're not really going to see, you could smooth those down with some Mod Podge on the edges if you want, but it is going to be fine this way. So now what we have to do is we're going to put this behind our star, our cutout. But see this this middle point in my star, I want my middle point to be where my middle, I'm so lost for words today. See how there's a middle to my flag where there's stars on this side and stripes on this side? I want to line up my 2 points, this point and this point together. So I need to lay it down or look at it from my own perspective here. I want to make sure that the stars and stripes are showing though. So I'm going to say that this looks just about perfect. See how I've done that? And then I'm holding it nice and tight, and I am going to just pencil draw this so I can cut that off. And I guess I'll have to pick it up and do that measurement one more time in order to cut this off. So let me cut my excess that was hanging over off. And then we're going to do that again. And this time we're going to hit it with some hot glue. So let me do this again. I want just the corner of the stars showing. Just like that. So now I'm going to lay it down, and I'm just going to bend it up and hit it with some hot glue. Alright, so that's one side. Whoops. I think I just moved it a little. Fix it up. Slid it a little off, but that's okay. It's a little off, but that is okay. So now I'm going to do this side. Put some glue over here. Enough to hold it on this side. Whoops. And let's see. Oh, so cute. So cute. This is what we have so far. America. Can you see the whole thing? It's kind of hard to do a long one. And you know, you could also take this word, you could have done it differently. We could have done it so that I made a stencil out of this America established in 1776, and we could have done that white, but I decided to use the Dollar Tree vinyl instead. Now we're going to take our jute, but I want to make a nice little bow for this. I'm not good at bows, but we're just going to do a simple shoelace kind of bow. So we have this beautiful ribbon, this burlap ribbon with the red, white, and blue stars from Dollar Tree. Whoops. And so what I want is, I want a tail probably about this long. So let's cut that, and that can be our tail. And then I want it to be, let's see, probably, I'm measuring by my board, so I'm going to say this big. Let's do 2 loops, just like we would do in ribbon candy. Alright, and then we will get one of our little cable ties. Grab a little black one. I need some clear ones. So what I have is just a flopsy bow, and I'm going to take that and I'm going to pinch this. I'm going to put this down on top of it in the middle. All right, I'm just going to open that long one up, pinch, and I'm going to pinch them all. Oops, this is crooked here. Oh my word, my fingers. Okay, stay there. So I have the long one that we cut for tails. I have it laid down flat. And now I'm going to put this one down flat on top of it, kind of in the middle, you know, trying to put it in the middle. And I'm going to take my middle finger and I'm going to hold the my pointer finger, I'm going to hold the center, and then my middle finger and thumb are going to pinch it right up towards the center here. And then I'm going to take my little tie wrap and cinch it if I can get my fingers to work. I'll put my tie wrap on backwards. Turn it around. Alright, so making sure now that this is going to be in the back where you cinch it, you know, where you the tie wrap thing is in the back. Making sure that this is in the middle. Now I'm going to pull it tight. Ugh. Of course, it's not in the middle. Oh, because my fingers don't want to work. I think it's a crafter's curse. Alright. Pull that tight. I'm so tempted to use my teeth because my fingers won't work, but my teeth don't work either. Don't ever use your teeth anyway. Okay, so now we have our tails. We're just going to twist our tails down. And we're going to just fluff up our, doesn't have wire in it, so we're just making a shoelace bow. And we're going to dovetail our ends. Now, when you dovetail, you fold your two ribbons in half. You fold your ribbon, one ribbon, in half at the ends. And then you go in from the fold out to the tips of your ribbon. And then when you open it, it gives you a nice little dovetail. We'll do the same thing on the other side. This also prevents it from fraying. Just a fancier way. Alright, so now I'm going to take a tiny piece of this ribbon just to put it around the tie wrap so we don't see that plastic. I'm going to tuck it over, turn it over in the back, and just give it a little glue. Just to hide that ugly black tie wrap. Need a little more glue to the other side. Burnt myself. Just covering up. We're just covering up that little tie wrap. Alright, and now we're going to put our jute back in, and then we'll add our bow, and this project will be finished. So, let's take our price tag off, put our jute back in, like so. And we need to attach our bow. I think that came out really cute. I would like my tails to hang down this way more, so I'm going to manipulate them and glue them in the back so that that look is accomplished. Just a tiny bit of glue, and I'm just going to twist my ribbon down and hold it. Hop glue is amazing. I remember, you know, I'm a single mom. I was a single mom for many, many years. And I remember saying, you know, duct tape is a single mom's best friend, but I'll say in the crafting world, you definitely would say that about hot glue. You can just accomplish so much with hot glue, and it hides so many details. So I'm just holding this down, trying not to burn my fingers. And then see how my bow is now? Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to glue that right onto my jute cord. I should have probably tie wrapped it right to that. I'm thinking I should have, but I'm just going to glue it right to the jute. Right onto the jute. Just hanging it on the jute. A little from this side maybe, huh? Cover the jute completely. Making sure it's going to stay on the jute. And that's where it will be hung from. And I had a request to make some, I want that to dry so I can show you. I had requests from one of my subscribers to be making some more Memorial Day crafts. So this is for you, Linda. I don't want to let go of it. I don't want to touch it. I want you guys to see it though, so let me see if I can gently turn this around without ungluing it, which I did. I unglued it, but this is it. How adorable is that? I'm very, very happy with the way this came out. I hope you love it as much as I do, and this is a great time for you to give me a thumbs up. And like, comment, and subscribe. Do all the things. We're going to do a giveaway when we get to 250 subscribers. So sharing is caring. So go ahead and share this video with all your friends, family, and social media. That really helps my channel grow. And this just came out adorable. I am so thrilled. This is what we have. This is our finished product, and I hope that you guys love it. All right, everybody, well, this is the project for today, and I will see you tomorrow. Tomorrow is Thursday, which is probably, I think we're gonna do a nautical themed craft tomorrow that's in the book, so that should be fun. But everybody come back tomorrow 7 p.m. for that. And here is today's look again at our beautiful America, established 1776. All right, everybody, until the next time I see you, be good and do good. Bye now.